Panther fans, my name is Eddie, and today we're talking to a very special alumnus. Let me set it up for you. There are 2.7 billion video game players. There's about 300 million of those players who are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And today's guest, Alejandro Vargas, in the game Modern Warfare 2, is none other than our alum, Alain Mesa.
Where's your family, Alejandro? I keep that a secret, hermano. Protect them.
Okay, all right, no worries.
I guess my first question for you is, do you play?
So normally I don't play. No, before Call of Duty, my brother was a big gamer, is a big gamer. I never have been, so I was always just kind of playing what he had, whatever systems he had lying around, that it was kind of like a hand-me-down. But certainly, voicing a bunch of games before this as well. Nothing as putting me in the forefront quite like Call of Duty. So when I knew that I was going to be all over this game and that it was going to be practically me helping me out if I played.
El único que puede matar a Alejandro es Alejandro.
Yeah, I started to. I mean, I also kind of wanted to do a little bit of research on the storyline of Modern Warfare and for Call of Duty. So I played some of the older games as well to kind of associate myself with that world. And also, and then I of course, I wasn't going to, drop that opportunity to be able to play alongside myself. So, I bought a PS5 and this game, I played it for sure.
And the likeness, how did that come about? Like that you were actually going to be in the game? Was that from the beginning, the kind of the plan?
I think, it was from the beginning. I mean, right after I had booked it, we pretty much started to do the scan work. It kind of just went over my head really that, hey, this character is going to look exactly like you. Because I always figured, okay, well, it'll look a little bit like me. They'll do something different with the hair, this and that. And people will be like, hey, isn't that you in the game? But this character is almost identical. All they did was just put some tactical glasses on that are clear. And they go, hey, this is Alain. Now you're Alejandro. Go.
Oh, the wild ones. They called us los vaqueros. And you were clean cut.
But it was interesting, man, because we did all the scan work. It was about 3 or 4 scans, and we even did like a teeth mold, like a teeth cast. So they tried their best to give my character, my dentures, my smile. So by the time that we started to film day one, the model of Alejandro was practically done already. And it was crazy from day one to be able to look up and then to just move around like this and see Alejandro move like that. And, it was pretty surreal to see that for the first time, for sure.
What advice would you give to theater students who are just looking at you and saying, how do I, get to there?
Well, I would say definitely move to either Los Angeles or New York, just because the bulk, I mean, just specifically in terms of acting, that's where most of the work is. With voiceover, you can do stuff from other places, but you'll still be limited. And certainly for something like this, especially where it's motion capture, they're going to want you to be in the studio. And the character of Ghost, Samuel, he lives in a different state and they flew him out every time. But then again, by now, Samuel's had, credits, he's had a career. So it'll be difficult for somebody who's just starting out to come out, to just stay wherever they are in Miami and be like, I'm going to be in the next Call of Duty. So I'd say definitely come out here, train out here. I mean, that's the thing, when I graduated FIU, I was like, I got it. I got this acting thing. I'm going to go and I'm going to make it in LA. And then I got here and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know anything. What am I doing? So you still have to continue training for sure. And there's a lot of great classes in New York and in Los Angeles that'll help you. But man, just understanding that it's just like anything, it's going to be it's a journey. And, you got to do it because you love doing it, not because you want the money or anything.
Mm-hmm. And so I saw in an interview, and I can tell obviously by talking to you that the voice is very different, right? From the voice that you have in the game. Is that does every game that you've done, do you, as being a voice actor, are there like a repertoire of voices that you choose from?
Sometimes, I mean, a lot of the time I go in there, I'll always try and just use my own voice, because if the character is similar to, if I feel like the sound that I have is gonna match perfectly, well, then I'll just try and use my my own voice, trying to make it an easy day at work there. But sometimes, you know, I mean, you can't help but be inspired. With this, I had a lot of room to roam creatively, because it kind of just it really felt like the last time that I was able to work on a role like this as in detail was like back at FIU, was when I was doing theater shows, you know, because I had weeks and weeks to be able to prepare. And I think that at FIU, the people who I worked with, the professors, the directors that directed the shows that I was in at the time I was there, really helped me out in my process. And a lot of the stuff that I've learned, I still kind of use today. I showed up the first day with a similar voice that I have in the game, you know, pretty much already ready to go. And I was surprised because they didn't stop. They didn't say, "Hey, can you cut the voice?" And it'll be great. No, they just let me go. And I was like, "Oh man, they're gonna let me do this." And yeah.
I saw also kind of a on your Instagram, you know, surreal moment on the Times Square. That was your face was on the side of a building.
Crazy, yeah. That was crazy, yeah. Especially because I have just been doing mostly voiceover, so it's a very secluded job. You're in a recording booth, it's dark, you know, and like you record your voice and that's it. It's sent out somewhere else. Nobody ever sees you again, and you live to work another day. Whereas this, you know, you go from being that to having as much exposure, at least during the time of the launch, as like an Avengers movie or something, you know, or a Batman movie. It's just crazy to have seen that. And I went with my family, my folks, my brother. You know, we took a trip to New York, and it was really special to have them there for sure. You know, I mean, just to be able to them to see that and myself, it's we definitely took a lot of pictures, so that way we have it on record. Yeah.
Your face was even on some nails. There was some Call of Duty nails, right?
Oh man, yeah, they did they did all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah. The marketing for Call of Duty was insane, and this has been a crazy ride. It wasn't just the fingernails. I mean, they've done all sorts of stuff. They had like a Hummer commercial that we were in, and you know, so I'm just glad that they keep calling me back for work. That's what I mean. It feels like a long wild ride that I'm still on somehow, you know.
FIU now has esports, and there was I just thought it was a great connection to talk to
Wow.
you, and maybe have you record something that we could use. They're going to enter the college Call of Duty League later
No way.
this year. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So to
Yeah.
have to have you maybe record a clip that I can then maybe put in, give to them and use in the social media. I don't know what you think of that. Are you cool with that? Maybe? And
I'd love to.
Alejandro?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely for FIU for sure. I mean, remember that's my alma mater. So yeah, of course. Yeah,
Do you
I'll do
think it
my
makes
best.
sense? Or you can say what you can
Yeah, no, for
improv.
sure. I'll read it. I'll read it how Eddie said it. It says FIU Esports Panthers, best of luck, guys, in the college Call of Duty League. I can't believe there is one. That's amazing. Alejandro has your back, hermanos. So go Panthers, man. Paws up for sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can you do the whole thing as Alejandro? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. FIU Esports Panthers, best of luck in the college Call of Duty League. Alejandro has your back, hermanos. Go Panther. Paws up.
Oh my God, that was
Only for you guys,
fantastic.
only for FIU, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Of
much.
course, man, of course. Thank you, Eddie. Thanks again for reaching out for the interview, brother. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you. Appreciate you. Good luck.
Thanks, brother. You too.
Bye.